The summer's calling. The summer's calling. If the kingdom is overthrown, meet me at the cornerstone. I know that I can't be without you. This bond is solid gold. We're a diamond and an emerald. It took me forever to find you. 'Cause when it's all over, the love that you give will be there to guide you in every way. Now we've been through the cold and darkest days. The summer's calling. Summer's calling. As we wait for the smoke to clear and we watch our dreams appear, I know that we can rise together. This vision that we share is ours. Together we can touch the stars. I know that we will see December. 'Cause when it's all over, the love that you give will be
Yo,
in every way.
what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the stream. K Creative here, streaming for Bamboo Solutions today. We are going to be doing our SharePoint weekly newsletter Roundup. What's up? So if you haven't joined us on this Friday thing, we send out a newsletter every Friday at around 8 a.m. and we cover topics across the board for Microsoft pretty much, especially if it's related to Office 365 or SharePoint in some way, since that's what we do. We are a products and services company on SharePoint, Microsoft platform ecosystem, everywhere. We're all over that Microsoft space. So anyways, we put out a newsletter. It kind of compiles all the latest news over the last week, and then we go over it here on Friday on the stream. Just to kind of provide a back and forth, a little something. So let's get to it. I'm going to pull up. I got it in my mailbox this morning. Did you? If you did not, guess what? I have a solution for you. There's a link in chat if you're interested. There's a way to register for that newsletter and get that in your inbox every Friday, 8 a.m. Kind of keep you up to speed on what's going on in the SharePoint space. Stay plugged in. So, all right, let's take a look at this. I think my mic's a little loud. I'm going to lower that a little bit. All right, so here we go. SharePoint Weekly Newsletter Roundup. I'm going to open this thing in the browser, and we're going to work and look at it like that. So let's take a look. So this is what the email newsletter looks like. It uses MailChimp to send that out, so you've got access to the past issues through the MailChimp browser. If you open this from your email by using this button up here at the top, view this email in your browser, you'll have access to this, so you can view the past issues. And I find it kind of helpful because sometimes I'm curious. I'm like, didn't we cover that last week? And then I go back and look and I go, nope, we didn't. So anyways, you can see this is a listing of all the more recent newsletters that have gone out. But anyways, let's focus on this one, right? All right, so here we go. Got a plug here for the stream. So like I said, Fridays, go over this thing live like we're doing right now. So we can do that together. There's a quick link there to access our Twitch page on our website. But this is what we cover. We cover the top news stories. We cover around the blogosphere, and we cover the SharePoint events ongoing in the SharePoint space. All right, so let's get into it. Top news stories. What's new and what's coming with the 2019 SharePoint conference? Oh, yeah. So this is the Vegas trip, May 20, what's the date on this again? Where we at? Where's the date? 21st to the 23rd, I think. That's interesting. No date on this entire page. Anyways, what's new and what's coming? All right, that's what this is really about. So if you're an IT pro, implementer, decision maker, business user, or developer, you don't want to miss SBC 19. That's for sure. So if you've never been, it's an amazing event. Just so much immersion in the SharePoint space when you get into this. Looks like we got a breakdown here of, I guess, topics by the amount of that topic. I don't know. Let's see here. What's it say? We'll cover all things teamwork related to help our customers succeed with 365, stay ahead, blah, 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 blah. New to the 2019 SharePoint conference. All right. Side meetings and product focus groups. So what are these? They provide unique opportunities to connect with members of the SharePoint, OneDrive, Microsoft Teams, Microsoft Stream, and Yammer. Through meeting and networking with the engineers and designers that build the product to one-to-one meetings with members from across the team. And we got one-on-one expert meetings. Within that, you got customer side meetings. Looks like you got a way to get into some of that there. There's a link. You got product focus groups. Immersion zone. Immerse yourself in innovation across 365, including mixed reality experiences as SharePoint spaces. That's interesting. What else? We got diversity and inclusion activities. Together we're stronger. Diversity and inclusion track. SharePoint TV. Watch in-depth interviews with speakers, thought leaders, and influencers. I'm excited about it this year. I don't know if you've been following a lot of what's going on in the Visual Studio space, but it's just so much innovation going on over there. And like a new approach to marketing development within the Microsoft platforms and ecosystems that I'm pretty sure that's going to bleed over in SPC this year, and it's going to be an incredible experience. So super stoked about that. We'll see what comes of it. But I do believe that that is May 21st to the 23rd. Let me just look that up real quick. I forget the URL. Is it SharePoint Conference? Yes, it is. I'm using the new Edge browser here. If you haven't seen that, this is Edge, the Chromium-based version of it. Pretty awesome. It's actually kind of tough to decide or to identify whether or not I'm in Chrome. Sometimes I'm like, oh, that's the Chrome browser. Oh, no, it's not. That's Edge. So anyways, May 21st, 23rd, MGM Grand, Vegas, SBC 19. Microsoft's home use program now offers Office 365 for consumers. What are we talking about here? As you may know, the hub allows Microsoft Software Assurance customers to offer various versions of the Office suite and now Office 365 to their employees. So I can tell you that as a former DoD contractor, I was able to take advantage of the home use program, but we did not have access to 365 licenses, and that would have been nice. So pretty neat that they're making that available. Exciting. Trying to get everybody on that platform because pretty much everyone already is. Seems like. Office Insiders in the slow ring. That was just, my opinion. But the Insiders in the slow ring on Windows get new icons, account switching, and more. Let's see here. Office Insiders. Yep. Microsoft's rolling out a new build of the Office suite of apps to Insiders to the monthly channel, the targeted ring. It was previously known simply as Slow. That used to be the ring name for your release schedule. This is version 1904 of the apps, and it should also make its way to general users soon. First off, the new updates to the apps introduce new icons for Word, PowerPoint, Excel, Outlook, and OneNote. In addition, Microsoft's also making it easier to use multiple personal and enterprise accounts with the Office apps. Let's see here. Outlook's getting a handful of improvements for Insiders too. For starters, a simplified ribbon was first announced last year, and it's now available. Cool stuff. So that Insider ring, getting that update. Microsoft Surface Hub 2S. If you haven't seen this, man, that's a piece of hardware. So this is a 50-inch conferencing system that'll start shipping in June for a starting price of only $9K. Only. So it's a conferencing system. Let's see what else it's got in it. Surface Hub 2S will be available starting in the US in June. The device with an 8th Gen Core i5 processor inside will come in two sizes, 50 inches and 85 inches. The June availability date is for 2S 50-inch system only. However, the 85-inch model won't begin testing with customers until early 2020. Just making sure I'm not blowing ears up out there. Prices start at $8,999 and goes up to $12,000 with all the extras included. Microsoft will be reselling a steel case Roam mobile stand, the SRMS. Doesn't that remind you of like SQL reporting management service? Now, whatever. And all the extras. Microsoft will also be which can house that steel case, can house a stand, an APC charged mobile battery, allowing the Hub 2S to work unplugged and on battery power for roughly 2 hours. So there you go. You're gonna get a little burn time there. Maybe you want to do a pop-up conference booth somewhere. Like, yo, let's go stand outside of Starbucks and take our Surface Hub. Last September, Microsoft officials said they plan to deliver the Surface Hub 2 in 2 phases. The Surface Hub 2S conferencing hardware would arrive in Q2 2019, but it wouldn't run the newest software and services. So sometime in 2020, deliver the Surface Hub 2X with an updated operating system core and associated new features. So pretty cool stuff. I haven't seen a video. I'm assuming there's a video out there of the use, though. Is this a link to it, maybe? No, but we got some more images. Check that out. I wonder if that's that steel case or if that's just a demo stand. How long is this video? 2 minutes? Let's just skip through it and see what we got. It's got a pen. You can plug a camera into it. You can draw on it, interact with it. You got a plug. Move it anywhere, use it anywhere. Here's the 50-inch, June 2019. You got the 85-inch available in 2020. I like the 85, right? Pretty neat though. Cool stuff. So that just announced on the 17th, 2 days ago. What else? Microsoft acquires IoT microcontroller software company Express Logic. See what they're talking about here. Microsoft announced today the acquisition of Express Logic. That's a San Diego-based company. They create specialized software for IoT devices powered by microcontroller units, MCUs. One of Express Logic's most important products is ThreadX. It's a real-time operating system for MCU-based devices with already over 6.2 billion deployments. That's freaking incredible. With the acquisition of Microsoft wants to combine ThreadX with its existing IoT tools, including Azure Sphere, and make it easier for manufacturers to create MCU-powered devices that can connect to Azure. While we recommend Azure Sphere for customers' most secured connections to the cloud, where Azure Sphere isn't possible in highly constrained devices, we recommend Express Logic's ThreadX RTOS over other RTOS options. So pretty cool acquisition there. Little insight into where some of that development and that direction is headed. What else we got here? Microsoft unveils 2 secret data centers built for classified government data. Really? Just gonna reveal them like that, huh? Let's see. So Microsoft unveiled 2 data centers Wednesday, exclusively designed to host the government's secret classified data. The announcement was part of the company's plan to compete with Amazon. I'm sure this is for that JEDI contract and the CIA contract. So it's cleared to host the CIA and the Defense Department's secret and top secret classified data. While Microsoft's new data centers are operational, the company awaits security accreditation from the Defense Department before military branches or intelligence agencies can begin moving secret classified data to the facilities. Microsoft's offering a private preview for its existing customers in which they can move classified workloads to the data centers. They did not disclose the location of their data centers, amen, though the company said they are 500 miles apart from each other. In addition, the company announced that each of its Azure government regions, data centers that specifically support government customers, were granted what is called Impact Level 5, or IL5, provisional authorization from the Defense Department, meaning they can host, process, and run analytics on the Pentagon's sensitive unclassified data. All right, a lot of information there. But interesting, right? Microsoft's really making a push to get on that JEDI contract and that CIA contract. So it'll be interesting to see how the government awards that. Let's see. Microsoft Edge Dev Channel gets first weekly update with media casting. Let's see. I didn't know that's there. So I am currently using the Edge browser, Chromium-based Edge browser right now. So let's see. It's about to turn me on to something I haven't noticed probably. So they issued its first weekly update for the new Edge browser developer channel. The update brings the browser up to 75.0.131.0, and it comes with a fix for a known issue that prevented media casting from working, along with a request for testers to try out the PDF reader. Yo, what up, Nate? Thanks for jumping on, man. Let's see here. According to Microsoft's release notes, the Edge team is looking for help to test the browser's PDF reader. Essentially, the team just wants you to make sure everything looks right by trying out your own PDF files and experimenting with the features on the PDF reader toolbar. If you find any problems, you can report them with the send feedback button. So how do I test that? Probably not what I should be doing on the stream right now for weekly newsletter roundup, but, you know. Next, Microsoft warns that there are currently limitations of extensions installed from the Chrome Web Store. Yeah, so again, I just accidentally clicked on that. This is the new Edge browser, the dev channel Edge browser, using the Chromium-based framework. Something really cool. I was able to install extensions from the Chrome Web Store into Microsoft Edge, this version of it. How cool is that? In fact, I installed an application I always install in all my browsers, is the Wapalizer. This little icon up here, and this is a Chrome add-on or extension. I have it for Firefox as well, and now that Edge is Chromium-based, I can install. Yeah, you get it. If you click on it, though, it's cool web part or extension here that shows you all the technology that's used in the current website you're viewing. So as a technologist myself, I'm always interested in what technology made this experience happen, and it's fairly accurate for the most part. So this add-on is pretty neat. It shows me that this is a Drupal site. It's got some widgets on it from Facebook and Twitter, and they got a whole bunch of analytics inside their code. And then it's written in PHP, right? Because Drupal is a PHP CMS. So anyways, cool stuff. Love the Edge dev channel here. Microsoft makes Windows 10 1903 available on MSDN. Whoop, surprise! Windows Server 1903 bits available for download on MSDN a month earlier than many were expecting it. So that's pretty cool. I don't know what build I'm on anymore because they stopped adding that to the desktop as a sort of an overlay on your background. Yeah, I'll look that up later. But anyways, I think I'm way past 1903 because I'm on that Fast Insider track or whatever. But yeah, 1903's out. Looks like for Windows 10 and Windows Server. Cool. So that's all the top news stories today. Let's get down into the Around the Blogosphere. We're about 17 minutes in past the hour. And yeah, we'll go through these blogs. These are posts that have been made by MVPs and other enthusiasts in the industry or the space here for the SharePoint space that we're going to go over and just kind of talk about. A lot of these can be sort of tutorials, if you will, about some of the current trending ways to develop and interact with SharePoint, etc. So let's take a look. Office 365 is more than just SharePoint. Well, you don't say. So Microsoft describes Office 365 as a collaborative anywhere on any device solution. It's all about collaboration. That's true. Primary collaboration services in 365 are email and SharePoint. But there's way more than that, obviously. If you're even checking ads on any web pages you're visiting, you're probably seeing 365 advertisements. And if you're an Office user, for sure. But yeah, you got Teams, you got all kinds of products, right? It's unbelievable the amount of products that they've added into Office 365 now. It is definitely more than just SharePoint. So what do we got here? The State of SPFX with Andrew Connell. If you're not familiar with SPFX, that's the SharePoint framework. So if you're developing against SharePoint and you're writing SharePoint solutions, this is sort of the new methodology for which to do that, the SharePoint framework is. So it's a way to package your projects up and deploy them into the Office 365 ecosystem and get those surfaced in your SharePoint pages and now even in Microsoft Teams and maybe even soon Office as add-ins using SharePoint framework. So anyways, here's a podcast about the state of that, or I guess, podcast. Here's some of the links from the show, et cetera. So that's from Andrew Connell, it looks like. If you don't know him, then you probably should if you're interested in SharePoint. How to integrate Power BI and SharePoint via embedded reports. Thank you so much for the ad. Reports created with Microsoft's cloud-based Power BI software can be made available through its SharePoint collaboration platform so end users can view them on a SharePoint team site. Whoop! Amen to that. Let's see. Show me an example. Now open SharePoint Online, go to the page where you want to embed the report, click Edit. If you don't know what Power BI is, man, it's freaking awesome. It is one of the best report generating tools I think I've ever seen. It's got its own desktop client app that you can use to build reports, as well as a full web-based version of that. So anyways, enough about that, but how do we add it to a SharePoint page? Put Power BI reports directly on SharePoint pages. That's what I want to do. So the direct connection between Power BI and SharePoint is part of a broader effort by Microsoft to turn Power BI into a full-fledged enterprise BI platform, business intelligence. There's a cost involved, though. In order to embed Power BI reports into SharePoint Online, you need a Power BI Pro license that costs $10 a user a month, or a capacity-based Power BI Premium license. And users also must be covered by one of those licenses to view reports. So, yeah. Now you're going to have to pay $10 a month just to be able to view them in SharePoint. That's, I don't know if I like that, but it definitely is going to be a moneymaker for them. Let's see. Next, you'll probably want to create a new site page in SharePoint. It's possible to add a Power BI report to an existing page, but using a new one is cleaner. And remember that embedding reports requires the use of modern pages. So you do have to use that modern experience in SharePoint to do this. So let's see here. Power BI reports are usually embedded in new SharePoint site pages. Yep, said that. All right, so they got them a new page. What else? So there's a new app or web part. So let's see here. When the new page appears, you'll see a prompt asking you to name your page. Just below this prompt is a plus sign icon. Click that. Choose the Power BI web part. So there is a Power BI web part to choose from. It's going to be blank. You got to configure it, obviously, and point to a report. But yeah, look at that. It's about time. I think we've got one on our current intranet, but it's like embedded as opposed to using a web part. So time to change that up. Let's see here. Activate SharePoint Global Search on hub sites. Definitely need that. And this is how to do it. So it looks like we got some, what are we doing here? PowerShell. Yep, we got some PowerShell. To activate the feature, let's see, where's the name of the feature? We'll provide a PowerShell script that will make all the sites of the particular hub to have the search globally activated. So for now, to activate this feature, you need to run this PowerShell script. However, Microsoft will provide a way to set this setting using the UI later this year. It's possible they provide this option per site. If you don't have permissions, it'll show you the sites that didn't have permissions to activate this feature, and you can send them the PowerShell to activate on that particular site. You can check that script on the next link. Boom. There it is. So nice post here on how to do that. So regardless of the site where your user is connected, they will have access to all the documents stored on the intranet, on the search area, and avoid to go on a specific site to search for specific documents. It's pretty key. What else we got? Take advantage of the SharePoint Lookbook, sample designs in your own environment. Man, this thing is incredible. I have used this so much lately. What a strong tool. Easily provision sample content and structures to your tenant. So what SharePoint Lookbook is, if you haven't seen that, I'm going to go to it real quick. It is an example of what you can do with Office 365 intranets. And they're pre-configured templates that you can actually apply to your Office 365 site collections. And when you do that, then you get this beautiful functionality, right? And they've got different kinds. This is 3 examples of intranet homepage. Here's 3 examples of some hub site configurations and what that could look like. You got some comm sites, some team sites, etc. And so one of the ones I like a lot, because a lot of people use SharePoint for project management stuff. So I'll click on this project-based template they created. And it tells you over here some of the features. It's got a header background, section background, and then some of the web parts that are used. And so some of these web parts sometimes are not always web parts that are just out of the box, and they're actual SPFX solutions that get deployed with this template. So they give you a little added extra functionality, right? Countdown timer is now a web part, I believe, in SharePoint Online, but excuse me. So anyways, I just love this because here you have all this need out there for people that want to use SharePoint collaboratively and to do project stuff, and here's a template. Just do this, install this thing, and go, right? And this is pretty neat. It's got a whole news section here for this project site. This is the Electronics Giving Campaign project site. It's got a little countdown timer to delivery of the project, or the deadline for the project. And it's got a bunch of quick links, all the documents within the project, the team meetings, the events across the board, And then Planner. It's got Microsoft Planner, so you got your task tracking, you got visualizations against those tasks. I'm way off topic here, but SharePoint Lookbook, man, it's awesome. Let me go back to it real quick. So what are they saying here? They're just saying that having example pictures and written clarifications of the structures around the sites built with modern SharePoint is awesome, but it'd be even more awesome if you could provision those, and now you can. So it's got some steps here, how to use the service. Here's a 2-minute video introduction to doing that. And it's not that complicated, but you will need, I think you will need tenant level administration access to deploy some of them. I don't know if all of them. And you're going to need some, a little PowerShell skills or some familiarity probably to feel confident in doing that. Hopefully you've got a team. If you don't, you know who to call. This guy. All right, so how to add custom user properties to Delve and SharePoint. Yeah, how do we do that? The Delve app allows to discover company and user data across Office 365. If you haven't used that, it's really, really neat. It's like a consolidated way to search against documents everywhere in your organization. Really cool. A lot of neat social aspects to it. But anyways, what are they saying here? So unfortunately, while the app's very helpful, it cannot be customized. Well, but we can easily add additional user information such as personal data, a cost center, additional contact data, hyperlinks, etc. So here's the default Delve experience. Here's an image for that. Can I click on that, zoom in a little bit? There you go. So you can kind of see some things, some analytics around you and your favorites, some people you might work with. You can click on them and see the documents they've been working with, and then some basic information about you. You kind of have a profile in Delve, right? This is fed from your 365 profile for the most part. But it does have a little something there to dress up and personalize, if you will. So here's another screenshot. Here's some of the projects I've worked on. This is other information that you can add to Delve, your Delve profile, to populate that organizational tool, right? To people know a little bit more about you if you're interested in going that way. So how to add custom user properties as a title, or more person details as a LinkedIn URL or a blog URL, or information about a cost center or additional contact details. Well, this can be accomplished in the SharePoint Admin Center here. So now you need to be global admin in the 365 tenant. You can open a browser, go to the Admin Center, and navigate to User Profiles in the left menu and open Manage User Properties. Manage User Properties, probably. In the People category as shown below. There it is. So I've got some steps here. Pretty neat, though, that you can add new fields to those user properties. And then those can be surfaced now in Delve. See? Additional information. They added a cost center with a number there. That's pretty cool. So yeah, starting to get some customization there in Delve on Office 365. Right, so going on to the next one, creating and deploying a custom theme in SharePoint Online. This is the follow-up to that. And this is from Mark Anderson. If you're not familiar with Mark Anderson, I always refer to him as the JavaScript SharePoint god. He's like the guy that since from the beginning of SharePoint and customization, people have always, referenced his examples to implement customized JavaScript solutions. So anyways, here he's talking about creating and deploying a custom theme in SharePoint Online. This is a follow-up to his previous post about that, but he didn't mention Stefan Bauer's highly useful Panthema web part. So what is that? It shows the colors for all the theme slots. So you can actually customize everywhere that could potentially be manipulated within your SharePoint site's theme, which is very cool, right? By default, SharePoint does have that capability to do some theming now, but it's very limited and doesn't provide access to all of these potential color areas, right? So what else? Yeah, he's really just kind of bringing some awareness to Stefan Bauer's tool there, Panthema. Pretty neat. Publish SharePoint announcements into Microsoft Teams. We're using Flow for that. So the announcements you publish inside your intranet can reach a broader audience if you propagate them to Microsoft Teams. So the solution provided in this article provides a method to publish announcements from SharePoint into Teams, and it can be easily implemented by any IT pro, as it does not require coding skills. So combining SharePoint, Flow, Teams, and adaptive cards, IT pros can get superpowers and revolutionize the way collaboration is done inside companies. So here's a walkthrough on how to do that. So I got some adaptive cards configuration. They're a new way for developers to exchange card content in a common and consistent way, and this is exactly what they're going to use to display announcements inside Teams. Let's see what the end result is. So you see there's a whole long list here of configuration steps. The end result, I cannot, let's see, can I zoom in on this? The end result is something like this. SharePoint announcement on Microsoft Teams. This message was created in SharePoint, and he had control over this card, right? This adaptive card. So anyways, pretty neat stuff. Nice productivity hack there to kind of bring SharePoint announcements into your daily collaborative space on Teams. And then we got drag and drop in Power Apps. Oh yeah. So in SharePoint, the document is marked as accepted. Okay. One sec. I gotta skip my song there. So one of my colleagues at this place, Triad Group, developed this drag and drop feature in the video below. You can see how a document is dropped into a Power App and then it's uploaded to SharePoint. That's really cool. I just had all kinds of ideas come into my head through just hearing that. I'm gonna have to watch that later. That's gonna be really useful for me in a current project that I have that I'd like to implement on. Drag and drop through a Power App, direct feed into SharePoint. I like it. So what does it take to become a SharePoint Power user? Well, yeah, I don't know. Maybe lots of experience. So here at SP Marketplace, we have implemented over 600 intranet portal and business solutions for our customers. While your IT people may understand the technology behind your business and keep everything humming along nicely, they often do not understand your business practices and processes. So there's a wealth of training and instructional videos available that can take a user from novice to a power user level. Some of those links can be found on lynda.com or on the training section at SP Marketplace. Just by watching some of these, it'll help you gain a better understanding of how powerful a tool SharePoint can be. It's much more than a document repository or management tool. Once they have an understanding of not only how lists and libraries work, but workflows and permissions as well, they will be able to not only successfully configure your sites, but then able to add more functionality. Yep, that's true. So interesting post there, just kind of walking through, how you can become a power user to leverage SharePoint to get more out of it, right? So apply a logo to SharePoint sites in Site Collection. Is PowerShell? Yes, it is. It is possible to add the logo by the user interface. However, if you've multiple sites inside the Site Collection, to update the logo, it should take you a little time to go on each SharePoint site and set the logo. So in this article, there's PnP PowerShell script that'll update the logo on all subsites within the Site Collection. Bada boom. Nice efficiency hack there. All right, here we are, 32 after the hour. Last but not least, looking at the SharePoint events going on in the Microsoft space. Let's see, got a lot of SharePoint Saturdays coming up, huh? Got Boise, April 20th. What else? We got Doha, 27th. And Chicago suburbs, Atlanta, Cologne, Durban, Montreal, London, and Ruston. I'm most certainly going to be going to the June 1 Ruston event, so if you are in the Washington, D.C. area, and you may potentially be interested in going to a SharePoint event, specifically a SharePoint Saturday, hit me up, sales@bamboosolutions.com. See if we can meet up while we're there and just kind of maybe attend a couple sessions together. I'm looking forward to that. So those are some of the SharePoint Saturdays coming up. April 25th, we've got the What's New with Bamboo's Parent-Child Solution webinar. So, sign up for that if you're interested. What else? We got another one for List Rollup coming up, another webinar for our product, May 1st. You can register for that on our website. There's an events link, and you can sign up for those. And then the big bad boy, SharePoint Conference, May 21st, 23rd, Las Vegas, the MGM Grand. Said at the beginning of the stream today, if you have not gone to a SharePoint Conference in Vegas, woo, you gotta go. Man, those are some seriously awesome events, sessions. The parties are off the hook. It's crazy. Crazy awesome. So anyways, guys, that is it. That is the SharePoint Weekly Roundup this week. I really appreciate you guys jumping on. If you have any questions at all about anything Bamboo related, SharePoint related, whatever it is, if you don't even know what SharePoint is and you want to learn about it, hit me up, sales@bamboosolutions.com. I'll be here for you. We will be streaming again Wednesday. We'll be doing a product use case. So we're going to get on at 12 p.m. Eastern, and I'm going to stream working through one of our products and implementing it into a sample application so that people can see what that's like. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, come watch, come hang. That's Wednesday at noon Eastern. And then again next Friday, we'll see you here for the same thing. All right, man. Nate, thanks for jumping on, bro. We will see y'all later. Y'all have a great weekend.
You're always stuck in my head, you know I can't forget it. I try to move on, but you're the one that I dream about. I sit alone in my room, drawing up pictures of blue skies. We've been apart for so long, I'm always replaying all the pictures and memories stacked up in my head. I wish I could let you go, I wish I could just forget you. I can never shake you off. You're stickier than my super glue. I can never shake you off. I'm always trying to get rid of you. I'm never shaking you off. I don't wanna shake you. My friends are saying move on, I know I don't belong in this fantasy world I put you and me in. I cover up both my ears, 'cause I know, baby, it's what